Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So I'm going to be honest and admit that I could not wait to do this video. This is Cynthia Erivo, the Nigerian tribeswoman. I think she's either of the Igbo, or the Yoruba tribe. But anyway, she came to the United States with her nose in the air, talking down to Black Americans and insulting Black Americans, even as she has struggled and competed with Black American actresses to get roles in the movies and on TV that should have gone to Black Americans. Well, I can announce to you that Gentleman's Quarterlies magazine has named her their 2025 Man of the Year. Yes, she is Gentleman's Quarterlies Man of the Year. I first saw this last night on a Black American man's podcast, one of these red pill types. And he was trying to portray this as something about Black women and portraying Black women as men. And they're still smarting over the fact that Viola Davis played in the movie The Woman King, which I enjoyed. A lot of people didn't like it, but I did like it. But Cynthia Erivo being named Gentleman Quarterly's Man of the Year has nothing to do with Black American women. It has absolutely nothing to do with Black American women. These red pill types and these manosphere types thought that if they would gang up on these social media platforms and demean and degrade Black women, that it was going to diminish Black American women. That was about Black American women trying to police and diminish Black American women into submission, and it didn't work. They failed, and Black American women are still rising. So I just want to make the point that Cynthia Erivo does not represent Black American women. Any choice that she makes has nothing to do with Black American women, and any way that the media chooses to use her has nothing to do with Black American women. We stand in our own truth, and she stands in her own truth, making decisions for her life that don't have anything to do with Black American women. Now, that's what I have to say about it. And before I give more information about Cynthia Erivo, I just want you to listen to what a young Black man has to say about this red pill community.
So as a Black man, but especially my young Black man, y'all gotta understand these red pill and look max and spaces on the internet are not for us. These spaces are rooted in white supremacy. That is why the red pill to alt-right pipeline is so real. And then just even consuming the red pill content is such a corny ball game. Like, bro, you actually treating a woman like a respectable human being is not as simple, okay? And then all of these big red pill influencers, like they 35, 40 years old, no kids, no loving family. Like clearly they're not taking their advice or it's not working. Y'all boys gonna stay lonely consuming that bullshit, I'm telling you.
I absolutely agree with him. Now back to Cynthia Erivo. Cynthia Erivo has been recognized as Gentleman Quarterly's Man of the Year for 2025, a choice that has sparked both celebration and confusion due to her gender identity. And she allowed them to do this. This is how much she clamors for fame. She allowed them to do this. These white folks not doing this stuff just to be doing it. Black people are going along with these people. Cynthia Erivo, the acclaimed actress and singer, graced the cover of Gentleman Quarterly's Men of the Year issue, released on November 13th, 2025. This recognition is significant as it highlights her immense talent and influence in the entertainment industry, transcending traditional gender norms. That's flattery, talking about her immense talent, which we have yet to see. She can sing, but she doesn't sing with the soul that we're used to. So all she's doing is performative. Nothing that she does resonates as being soulful or authentic, in my opinion. Erivo's feature has been celebrated as a landmark moment showcasing her powerful presence and contributions to both Broadway and Hollywood, particularly for her role in the upcoming film adaptation of Wicked. Yeah, she's hanging her hat on Wicked, and I hope she stays over there with the witches and the warlocks and stay out of Black America's business. That's what I want for her. The decision to feature Erivo on the cover has generated mixed reactions online. While many praise her as a deserving choice, no, she isn't. She's not a man. Some expressed confusion over her inclusion in a traditionally male centric issue. Now, that brings us back to the Africans and how desperate they appear to fit in with white society. She's allowing herself, her gender, to be distorted, for somebody to portray her as a man. Now, this is an African woman. This is not an African American woman. If she were an African American woman, I would be upset with her. Now, the reason I wasn't upset about the woman king role that Viola Davis portrayed is because she was portraying one of those female soldiers from Dahomey. Those were also African women, and there was an army of women in Dahomey during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. But I do understand people not liking that title, but that's completely different than putting Cynthia Erivo as Man of the Year, as if she is a man. Those were women soldiers, and even in ancient Egypt, the women, when a woman was a pharaoh, she was like a woman king. So that's not unusual in those African societies. It is unusual in Black American society. Anyway, this article says comments on social media reflected this sentiment, with users questioning the rationale behind the title Men of the Year when featuring a woman. Comments on social media reflected this sentiment, with users questioning the rationale behind the title Men of the Year when featuring a woman. However, many supporters emphasized that brilliance knows no gender. Yes, it does. And Orivo's powerful image and achievements warrant her place on the cover. No, it does not. And she should have turned that down. She should have turned that down, because that's completely different than her playing a role in a movie or playing a role in a play, as opposed to somebody calling her a man on the cover of a magazine. Because in the Shakespearean play, because I mean, even during Shakespeare's time, when they wouldn't let women practice law in the courtroom, women would dress up as men and portray men. But there are instances when women will dress up and pretend to be a man, because that was a movie where Barbara Streisand, I think she won an Oscar for dressing up as a man. It's different playing the role of a man and then allowing somebody to turn your reality into a man. So I have a real problem with that, but that's an African woman. They know everything. They have all the sense. So if that's what she wants to do, that's her business. I just want to make the point that that doesn't have anything to do with Black American women. That's an African woman making a decision about her professional life. And if she wants to allow herself to be used in that manner, that is her business. Here's a case of Cynthia Erivo acting like a man, I guess you could say, acting as the protector of Ariana Grande, who was her co-star in The Wicked. Apparently, they're doing a movie or another movie of Wicked, and they were in Singapore for the premiere of this movie, and somebody named Johnson Wynn jumped over a barricade, shoved past photographers, and grabbed Ariana Grande. Well, guess what Cynthia Erivo did? Before security could act, Cynthia Erivo leapt into action and shielded Ariana Grande from the overzealous fan. So she really, she put her own life on the line to protect this white woman. Naturally, white people loved it. Some called it a beautiful act of womanhood. Others praised the best friend dynamic between her and Ariana. I guarantee you, Ariana wouldn't have leapt into action to save her. Fans noted it's rare to see that kind of emotional closeness between celebrity women on a red carpet. So she was protecting this woman on the red carpet, no less. I guarantee you she wouldn't have done that if it had been a Black American woman. Probably wouldn't have done it if it was somebody from her own tribe. Well, anyway, this is Cynthia Erivo, and I guess she did what she thought was right. And so, everybody has to make that call for themselves, I guess. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video and have a good evening.